Hi guys, it's Maria here from Sweden, aka Planner Mother of 3. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. This video is a special one. It's a collab between me and myself and Ellie, Ellie's Corner, and Cecilia, Scientist Plans, and Jackie, Quoth the Crow. And we are all making videos around our Hobonichis, the love that we have, the frustrations we might have, and how we use the Hobonichi planners. So head over to the other ones and see what they are telling us about their Hobonichi world. Cecilia at Scientist Plans, she shows all about her weeks and also a little bit about the new ones, the new Hobonichis that have been launched and that you can buy on the 1st of September. So the 2023, there are some new things around the planners that I do like. For instance, you can choose the all version English in the Hobonichi cousin and the weeks and in the A6, which is good. You have been able to do that for the A6 and the weeks, but not for the cousins, but now you can. And Jackie, she shows us all about her A6 planners, and also, if I remember it right, well, yes, I do. I am pretty sure. Also, her weeks. And Ellie, she shows everything around her use of the A6 planners. And me, myself, and I, it sounds like a schizophrenia intro, whatever. I am using the Hobonichi cousin, and I've been doing that since 2018, where I started my Hobonichi career, where I was trying out different ways of using the weeks and the dailies and the monthlies. Didn't get it all, but I loved it. But I then started some other planners, Happy Planner, and then I came back the year after again and did my 2019 cousin in the spring version. And this one was a happy one. Here I journaled a lot, and in the daily pages, and I used the weeks in different ways, but then I just, fell off the wagon again, and then I came back in 2020, and in 2020 I was more persistent, and I will show you a little bit about that later on. Anyway, so the cousin, I will show that, of course, and then I will show you all about my weeks, because I also use that together with the 5th year planner that I have in the cousin A5 size. And I will also talk to you about my A6 use. That isn't that much, but a little bit. And I always have the ambition of starting to use the A6 because I get so inspired by, for instance, Jackie and Ellie. Yeah, and then I have some other A5 use of the notebooks in the Hobonichi series. So this will be a long chatty video, and I hope that you will stay here together with me. If you have any questions, please write them down below, and I'll do my best answering them. And I will also, of course, link to the other videos down in the description box, where you can see the other videos that my collab friends have done. Okay, so let's start with the Hobonichi cousin, because I am a Hobonichi cousin girl. I love the way how how the layout is and how you use the different sections. So the Hobonichi cousin comes in full year, and you will get it for 2023 in the Japanese version or in the English version. And if you want to see the differences between the two, you can jump into Cecilia's video and she will show you the difference. It comes with a yearly overview, which I love. I always use that one for on the left-hand page, where I can mark, for instance, what days I work, or other stuff that I want to have a good overview of. And you have your previous year here that I always use as a back logging. For instance, the work. I own my own company, and sometimes I really want to have a nice overview of how my work is. I have it, for instance, here. I'll show you that for this year's Hobonichi cousin. So here we are. Here I've been marking all the weeks that I've been working, and then I will, go back and backlog my works, and then I can have a good comparison between how 2022 was comparing to 2021. And whenever I get work for 2023, I can mark that down here. Okay. So this is my business planner, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit further down in this video. You have the different sections in the description if you want to fast track, if you want to have a special section that you want to see. Anyway, and then in the cousin you have your 6 months overview, where you can use it in so many different ways. For instance, here I am a little bit more specific when it comes to my work, so that you can easily, I'll show you here, guys, it's easier. So here I can see how booked I am, a little bit with more details, but not that 100% detailed, which is very good. So I can see that, okay, here I'm quite busy. I'm quite busy in October also, because a lot of the things that I'm doing here are going into October and November. So I will be pretty busy for the whole autumn. And then when I have bookings here, I start to write them here. This is an avec, and that means that this one is a half year. So this one started in July and it ends in December. For me, it's perfect because my financial year of my work, my business, is from the 1st of July to the last of June. So here I am, on the second book of 2022, but for me it's the first book of my financial year, if you understand what I mean. So I will for sure order another one of the avec for the 2023. So in my planner, I will have, when we end my financial year in June, I will have one book that will be this one. And then I will have another book that will go during spring. Then I put some tabs here, but this one, I just lost it. Let's see where we can put that one. Should be here. Okay, so, and then, so as I said, here we can see what I'm doing. And then, so this will be the future planning that I will be using during autumn, because I don't have my new book yet delivered. So here, when I have already some work here for this, I will put it here as a reminder. And then when I get my other book, I will transfer the information on this page to the new book, if that makes sense. Here I used the monthly as a combination a little bit about my personal life, but here is what I was doing in June. I have 3 different colors that is for 3 different kind of activities. The pink one is the personal life, and the beige, that's when I am away and, working for a whole day with the group. And all of the gray ones, these are different coaching sessions that I had. And July is a month where I don't work, so here I use the page just to write down some main things that happened during July, as well as in August. But then I started to work here, and then I start using it. For September, I have just marked in the colors, as I talked to you about, and just to see, how many digital coaching sessions I have and how many whole day activities that I'm booked. Okay, so that goes on November, December to January, and then you have your weekly layout. And for the first part of this book, well, as I didn't work, I did this as a memory keeping part, which I really loved. And in the memory keeping, well, then I use my stickers from Coffee Monsters Co. and some others. And I log my sleep, my mood, my stress, and my healthy factors. And, that's what I've done for the last months, which I loved. I, talked a little bit about what happened. I have other books where I write and journal about this, and these are in the Traveler's Notebook for the moment. But I've been keeping, these pages as informative as I wanted to, and I've felt really urged to log my sleep because I sleep very bad, and the mood and the stress and the health. So that has been working really well. And then we have here, this is the first week of work, and I will do a separate video about my business planner, but this is how it looks after a working week. Kind of messy, but I love it. And then here I am using the daily pages for note-taking. And I will do another video because I have a quite good system about this. So yeah, I love my Hobonichi cousin, and I have and I'm using my Hobonichi cousin for the business planning and some memory keeping. I also have one of their notebooks. They come in package of 3, and this one is very useful. I can't show anything because here I have all different important information for me to carry around with me, as logins and so forth. Okay, so that's the Hobonichi cousin. And as I started out by saying is that I had a kind of interesting travel with my Hobonichi cousin, back and forth in the beginning, but then in 2020 I was more consistent, and it happened so that I could really use the whole book, and I loved it. With memory keeping on the weekly pages, didn't do that much on my monthly. I had different use of it, but then the journaling, which I loved. And right now, as I said, I journal in my traveler's notebook, but I will for sure probably buy 2 cousins, 1 full year, where I could start my journaling again for 2023, and then I will buy an avec, and that will be my business planner. Yeah, so I know that some people get intimidated by the size because it's a lot to write. If you want to have pages with a lot of plentiful stuff, but you can also, write just a word on a page if you would like to. But I love this. Sometimes I don't feel like writing small, so then I am very happy having this size. And the 2022, I started off by using it as I have done, with the with the journaling, which I loved. But then I wanted to try the traveler's notebook, and then I was all lost into that. So this was the first quarter of this year that I used this as a journal and as a memory keeper on the weeklies. But, I still have September, October, November, December, 4 months. So I might come back into this one before we end the year. And it's all good. I think the day when I, realized that this is for me, this is my happy place. I have some planners that are very important that I, carry around and use the whole year, as for instance, my business planner or a journal. And the weeks. The week is the one that I always have, in the background, because that's where I put a lot of information. But then if I want to change the system, try out different planners. I think last year I tried out, well, I won't talk about that. You can see that in my list, but I tried out so many different planners. And that was, important for me. And some, it in one way or another changed my life for the moment. But then I, decided to move back or try something else. But I always come back to the Hobonichi. And why do I do that? Well, I do it because I love the paper, the Tomo River paper. Sometimes I get a little bit frustrated because the ink, it does take a little bit of time to let it dry. Or, you put your hand into what you've written and then, it doesn't look that pretty. But if you just can live with that, like for instance here, you can see it didn't dry, and there I was with my finger. But if you can live with that, well, that's okay, I think. And it's my life, and this is how I am, and yeah, I love it. So the paper I love, the layouts I love. They are neutral, not that much, details, subtle, very fine print. So that you can, if you want to, paint a painting on this one, and it will look perfectly well. And the binding is very good. And then you have all the covers. And I will talk about the covers in another video. I have so many. And funny enough, I have so many in the A6 size. And the A6 size is the size that I really would like to love it, and I do love it, but I am not that convinced that is the right size for me. But I thought that I was going to talk to you about that one a little bit, sorry. But if you really would like to be inspired and to see some, fabulous planners, go to Jackie and Ellie and watch their videos. You have the links down below because they are phenomenal when it comes to the A6 size. And whenever I watch their videos, I really want to start up a new planner in that size. Right now, I also have the passport size of the Traveler's Notebook, and I love that. And that's even smaller than this one. So that made me think that I might be, ready for the A6 size. Because the covers are so pretty in the size of A6, I think. The Hobonichi covers. So I have so many of them. I also have sold many of them because I don't end up using them. But, the hope is the last thing that leaves the person or whatever. So I have some good hopes that I will start using the A6. This is an A6 that I jump into sometimes, and this is a place where I have so much fun doing some creative journaling. So here are some pages that I really love. And here I am working with, some miscellaneous ephemera, things and washies and paintings and everything. And then I do some, happy spreads. So yeah, that's something that I really love. And yeah, that's the A6. And the A6, I'll show you how it looks like because I have an avec that I haven't started, but I have one for July to December, so it would be quite easy to start up this one. And this one comes with a, you have your yearly summary, as I showed you in the cousin, and then you have 4 months overview, and then you have the monthly spreads, and then you have your daily pages. So in this one you don't have any weekly pages, and well, you can do so many nice things with these ones. So we'll see if I'll get back and if I start up this one. So a little bit about the A6, but now let's continue with the A5 size before I go into my weeks. So on the theme of A5, I have the 5-year Hobonichi, and I love this one, but this one is the one that I would say I might wanted to have one in A4 because the pages are so large. This one I do whenever I remember to do it. I'm not that consistent in using this one, but I can always go back because as I write every day in the other planners, I can always find the information. And when I started this one, I took a lot of plenty of old planners that I had, and instead of keeping them, they were half used. I wrote down the note from different days just to have something to remember. And I think it goes back to 2020, 2009, 2003, and 2019, and even earlier. So I think I got rid of, I don't remember, but I got rid of a lot of planners that were half used. So here is, for instance, today. So here I've been writing about last year's Saturday, and today I wrote about my Sunday. So I think this is a really, really nice way of, you know, documenting your life. But I have so many other books that I do that, so, but still love it. And I love the cover. But I am a little bit, you know, in this thinking that I might get an A6 because that would be a much better size with the same theme, you know. A book like this, 365 pages with the 5-year sections like here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I could restart for another 5 years. But we'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. This is a cover from the Hobonichi that is in goat leather, and it's magical. It's really soft and beautiful. Yeah, and then I'll also talk to you about the A5 notebooks that comes from Hobonichi. This is an old one, and you can get either the plain ones, they look a little bit like this, or they come with a really nice pattern of some sort. Last year or this year I also have the folklore, very, very nice pattern, but I have ended up using this one. And this one is the one that I used for my business planning, and I really was enjoying this, using more of a bullet journaling where I did all my layout by myself, and I loved it. But right now I'm thinking that I will go back to my, as I've done, to my Hobonichi cousins. But this way of using the book, of course, gives me so much more opportunities to use the pages and the layouts to help myself planning. But we'll see. Either way, it's a nice Tom River paper, the same kind of paper as in the planners. And it comes in a grid that is, you know, very, very lightly printed. And I love the way how I could use that one. So yeah, that's all about my Hobonichi A5 size. Then to the big final thing, and that would be my Hobonichi Weeks. And here is, I am quite consistent how I use, or not how I use, but to use my Hobonichi Weeks for the last years. And if you would like to get some more inspiration, please go to my Collab friend Cecilia on Scientist Plans. You get the link down below. And she will show you how she's been, working with the weeks. And she has a lot of useful information and very much of creative inspiration. Let's see. Here's a 2022 that I use right now in a cover from Bojo Planner. But it's, look, the matchy. And I've been painting, maybe you can see that here. I've been painting in this color in my summer house that we bought this summer earlier today. So pink is a little bit of my color, girls, 2022, I also bought this one, a Sunshine Planner. And the funny thing is that the entry in the house, in our summer house, has a sunshine color walls with some furnitures in this pink. That's nice. And then this one. These are the three ones that I've been using or am using back and forth for this year. This one is consistent every day. This one in the beginning of the year. And this one I'm using right now as a combination together with this one. These are my everyday carry and I use them as a future planning on the monthlies, and then on the weeklies they are horizontal. I often use it as I have a business part so I can see what I'm doing for the day, and then sometimes I have my food planning. I have either some decorative place to do something, creative, or I use it for a list or a tracker. And trackers are something that I really enjoy doing in the weekly layout. Here is a tracker that I did for December 21 that went all over the spread with some healthy things, a little bit about my medicaments. And then I did a tracker about my mood and my weight and the hours of sleep and how well I slept during the night. And then I've been journaling a little bit about my health. I can't not really show you that. And here I have I've been using it as accounting points. I was at the Weight Watchers in the beginning of the year. So here I wrote everything about my health and how many points I've been eating and so forth. And right now I'm not using it because I do everything here. And here is, the upcoming week. I prepared it. This is inspired by the architect Destiny. And I love how she uses her weeks. And so what I put here are events for the day. And that's like, for instance, here I write when I work, not what I'm doing, but the hours that I will work. And then the other stuff that are happening during the day. And then I have a today where I put some, to-dos that I have to do. Here I have a place where I can write about the week that I am in, things that are happening, things that I have to do, or so forth. Here are things that I need to buy. What do I need to prioritize? People I need to contact, and things that I don't want to forget. Often things that I need to do next week or in the future. So I love this one. The Hobonichi cousin comes in 3 different ways, I would say. You can buy it either as a normal one with the notes pages as like in 70, 68, 69 note pages. Or you can say you can order it with the Mega, and then you have 200 pages to write. The note-taking pages, note pages. And then you have the sneaky version, and that's the one where the cover is not hard. It's a little bit smaller in size, as the covers aren't that large, but it's quite nice to be able to fold it as you want to. And I love this one too. I'm not sure which one I would recommend though. Something that I don't want to recommend is, I don't have that one here, but they have, well, I'll show you. It's not that I don't want to recommend, but I didn't really like. And that's the cover of this one, shiny and very glossy and hard. I love the layout, and I really would like to buy one for 2023. But it came and it was a little bit broken, so it didn't, it didn't feel 100% quality. And there's something about this glossiness that I'm not really into. I have the same glossiness on this one, but I love more the ones that you have a structure, or if you want to have this Mega. This is, I know that there is one cover that is more like rubbery, and you can't really open it up because then it closes. This one is all good in when it comes to laying there as you want it, and this one is even better. Yeah. And if you want to buy covers, these ones, the cover-on-cover in plastic, they are too large for this one. They fit the ones that have the hard covers. Yeah, so what is this one? This one is an everyday carry. No, I'm not on the right year. Here we go. This is my everyday carry. Here I write, as I said, everything about what's happening during the day, things that I want to take notes around. And I do some decorations, or I decorate everything, I would say. And I have also used it in this way. I love that. Let's see. Like this, Monday to Friday. So here I, was planning or playing around, because I'm very much of a vertical girl, and here I could easily see how my week was. Here was work from 10 to 4:30, and then I could see, okay, what am I going to do for that day? And I really loved that way of using it. I think I did it for some more weeks, but I can't find it right now. Anyway, so that was a nice way of using it. Yeah, it's plain and easy, and you can go with your lines. You can do more squares. You can use it the whole space that you have here, or you can go all the way here to have a day and with all of the notes. And you do your trackers, your lists, or you decorate, or you do nothing. It's perfect. Yeah, so that's all of my weeks. Yeah, I thought that I was going to go for, okay, what am I gonna buy for 2023? But I think that will be in another video, because this video is already very long and chatty. So, if to summarize everything, I am a Hobonichi cousin girl. I want the Hobonichis, the full year and the avec, and I can, play around and use them for different purposes, but always for my business planning. And I always want a week, and we'll see which one I will buy for next year. I always end up buying like 3 to 5 different ones, and then I sell off some of them. This year I kept 3. Or no, I did not. I kept 4 actually. And I think I sold 2 or 3. So yeah, I buy quite a few. it would be much better if I could be more, you know, decisive. Do you say that? More, you know, into decisions. But when it comes to scrolling and then deciding and everything looks so pretty, well, then I am a little bit lost in my decision making. So yeah, I will for sure buy one mega and one ordinary one. And then we'll see how I will use them. I will buy a cousin foliar and a cousin avec. And I will, of course, try out the A6. And then there are some other stuff that I really would like to buy, but I'll talk to you about that in another video. Okay, guys, this was such a fun video to make and, you know, to share the thoughts about my Hobonichi use. I hope that you've been, you know, you're still here. And if you are, if you would like to, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments, please write them down below. If you would like me to show something, please write that, and I will happily do that. Thank you for being a part of this fabulous collaboration together with Jackie, Cecilia, and Ellie. And thanks for you guys to be here and for following me. Take care, and I hope seeing you soon. Bye.